Hey there, friends. It's Austin, and I am so sorry that there's no Bible study this week. I am sick, as you might be able to tell from my voice. And rather than leaving you with nothing this week, I thought I would maybe just upload a little bit of a video about this third week of Advent and about joy. Because if you are familiar with the 4 weeks leading up to Christmas, the 4 weeks of Advent, you might know that this third week of Advent is all about joy. So what you're looking at right now is actually my Advent wreath with that middle candle there that I made with my mom when I was about 9 or 10. And of course, I have to get new outside candles every year or two. But the middle candle is a pretty old one, so this is my Advent wreath you're looking at. And you might know, if you light candles during Advent, that the third week of Advent is the week that we usually light one candle that is a different color than the rest. So what you're looking at here is 3 blue candles and then 1 pink candle. And the third week of Advent is when we light the pink candle for joy. So I was thinking about joy, and it reminded me of Psalm 126, which is a psalm about joy. And I thought I would read it to you and then just share a couple of thoughts about joy as we're going into this Christmas season soon. So here's Psalm 126. When the Lord restored the fortunes of Zion, we were like those who dream. Then our mouth was filled with laughter, and our tongue with shouts of joy. Then it was said among the nations, the Lord has done great things for them. The Lord has done great things for us, and we rejoiced. Restore our fortunes, O Lord, like the watercourses in the desert. May those who sow in tears reap with shouts of joy. Those who go out weeping, bearing the seeds for sowing, shall come home with shouts of joy, carrying their sheaves. So this psalm is split into 2 parts. The first part is verses 1 through 3, and the second part is verses 4 through 6. And it's two different time periods. So those first 3 verses about when God restored the fortunes of Zion, that's about something that God has already done for the people who are writing this psalm. God has already rescued them, delivered them, brought them home, and they're rejoicing, right? God has done great things for us. But the second part of the psalm, verses 4 through 6, is asking God for that same kind of joy-making rescue to happen again. So the psalm is about how God has rescued the people one time, and they're asking God to rescue them again. And this kind of split into 2 pieces makes me think about how some of us are going into this Christmas season. Some of us, especially those that have come out and are at better places, maybe with some of our family members or some of our chosen friends and family, we might be rejoicing in this season. We might be saying, the Lord has done great things for us. We are with the people who care about us and love us, and we can share and spread that joy. And it might be a really awesome time of rejoicing. But for others of us, this might feel like more of a time when we're asking God to bring that joy to us, when we're saying, God, please restore our fortunes, restore justice, restore our family and our friends, right? So we may be asking those things. And this psalm, I think, kind of holds those 2 things in tension. We might be maybe a little bit of both of those things sometimes. But I think the idea of spreading joy when we have joy and asking God to be with us and bring those moments of joy towards us, those are things that we can do. Those are things that are kind of relevant to the experience of joy that we might be having. The thing that strikes me most about this passage is verse 6, that last verse. It says, those who go out weeping, bearing the seeds for sowing, shall come home with shouts of joy, carrying their sheaves. And of course, the homecoming, right? That's a major metaphor this season as we think about Jesus' parents returning to their home to have Jesus, and we think about how many of us return home at this time of year. For some of us, that's a cause for joy, and for others, it's a cause for anxiety. So that sense of coming home is something we might feel. But the thing that really hits me is that idea that even if you are going out weeping, you're still holding those seeds with you. Those who go out weeping bear the seeds for sowing, and shall come home with shouts of joy, carrying sheaves, these sheaves of grain. So even if you are going out, even if you are weeping in this season, even if you are anxious in this season, know that you carry the seeds of joy with you, and that with God's help and a little bit of rain, you're going to have those sheaves of joy in the future. So happy third week of Advent, everybody, and we'll see you soon.